e4, e5, knight f3, d5, bishop d3, knight f6, knight c3, knight c6, e takes d5, knight takes d5, bishop e4, bishop e6, d4, knight takes c3, b takes c3, e takes d4, c takes d4, bishop b4, check, bishop d2, bishop e7, castle kingside, castle kingside, c3, bishop f6, queen b1, knight a5, bishop takes h7, check, king h8, bishop f5, queen d5, bishop e4, queen d7, rook e1, knight c4, bishop g5, rook fe8, bishop takes f6, g takes f6, queen c1, king g7, queen f4, rook h8, d5, bishop g4, bishop d3, knight d6, knight d4, bishop h5, queen g3, check, king f8, c4, b6, queen f4, king g7, rook e3, bishop g6, rook a e1, rook h6, rook g3, rook a h8, h3, rook h4, knight e6, check, queen takes e6, queen d2, queen d7, queen c2, rook 4 h6, rook e3, f5, queen c3, check, king g8, queen f6, knight e8, queen g5, knight g7, rook e7, queen d6, rook ge3, rook h5, rook e8, check, knight takes e8, rook takes e8, check, king g7, queen e7, queen takes e7, rook takes e7, king f6, rook takes c7, rook e8, rook c6, check, king g7, king f1, rook e5, bishop e2, rook h4, bishop f3, rook d4, G3, F4, King G2, F takes G3, King takes G3, Rook D3, King G2, Rook F5, Bishop G4, Rook G5, F4, Rook takes G4, check, H takes G4, Bishop E4, check, King F2, Rook A3, F5, Rook takes A2, check, King E3, F6, King takes E4, Rook E2, check, King F4, Rook A2, Rook C7, check, King H6, G5, check, F takes G5, check, King E5, Rook G2, King F6, Rook E2, Rook C8, King H5, Rook H8, check, King G4, Rook G8, Rook F2, Rook takes G5, check, King F4, Rook G6, King E4, King G7,